This video is for Chapter 11, Section 11.3, for the math activity Surface Area and Volume for Three-Dimensional Figures. We'll make nets and we'll explore surface area and volume of cube figures. For this activity, you can use 2 centimeter cubes and 2 centimeter grid paper, or any cubes and grid paper where the size of the squares on the grid paper matches the size of the faces on the cubes. You'll also need scissors. You can download a variety of sizes of grid paper on our website. In question 1, we start looking at nets. A cube can be formed if you take this shape here that's drawn on the grid paper, cut it out, and fold it up. It will make a cube with no overlaps. This two-dimensional representation that folds into a three-dimensional shape is called a net. This is one net for a cube. There are many nets for cubes. Use grid paper and find several nets for cubes and sketch your results. In question 2, we ask you to form and cut out a net that will fold into a column of 2 cubes. You might find it useful to set your 2 cubes on grid paper, and that might help guide you as you determine and sketch your net. In part B, we talk about volume. The number of cubes in a figure is the volume of the figure in cubic units, and the number of squares in a net for a figure is the surface area of the figure in square units. I like to think of the surface area as wrapping the figure. An extra good job with no overlaps. It's an easy way to help kids think about what surface area is, the exact amount of wrapping paper you need to go around a figure. Determine the volume and the surface area of a 2 cube column. Then in question 3, we move to an n cube volume, where of course n is a whole number. Describe the net of squares that will fold and cover this column. And then write an algebraic expression for the surface area of the column of n cubes. You should be able to determine that from your net in part A. And then finally for part C, write an algebraic expression for the volume of the column of n cubes. Remember, the units for volume are cubic units, and the units for surface area are square units. In question 4, we give you 4 figures, and we ask you to take at least 2 of them and sketch nets for them on grid paper. Then determine the surface area and the volume of each figure that you've selected. It's useful to build the figures with cubes and then cut the nets that you make for them out and fold them up to verify they've actually created the shapes that you've selected. That's it for Math Activity 11.3. It's very interesting thinking about surface area and volume and the ideas that you can use with children in the classroom on these topics. I hope you have fun with Math Activity 11.3.